Hey everyone, it's Dimi Vizani here. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. As you can see by the title of my video, this is going to be about bouncing back academically in second semester. You know, not all of us in first semester have our ducks in a row, or not all of us are focused, or you know, first semester may have been harder, or you may have underestimated first semester, and then you sort of get your first semester marks and you are highly disappointed in yourself, whether it's not the marks you aimed for yourself, whether you failed a course, or you know, whether you're just really confused and doubting yourself. This is the perfect video for you guys to bounce back and just to realize and have some steps to take so that second semester comes out way better and your average for the year turns out. So basically I felt like I needed to start this video out with a sort of like little story time. I think I touched on it in my what I wish I knew about university video, which I will link below. But basically my story time is that first semester, first year, I was horrible. My marks were the worst I've ever seen in my entire life, and that is just, I think, due to the fact that I was in university for the first time. I didn't really have any obligations in terms of meeting marks for anyone or anything. I was just living my best life. I was in Rays. I was on the weekends chilling or going to Pretoria to be at home. Like, I wasn't studying. Like, I really didn't care. And then my first semester marks came and I was like, oh no. And then basically second semester I basically did the steps that I'll be telling you later on, and then my second semester marks boomed in first year. And then you would think that I would have learned after what happened in first year, but then second year happened again. First semester was horrible. This wasn't necessarily because I was messing around and partying and having a great time. It was more because there was just a lot going on in my life and the lives of people around me, and I sort of I'm an empath, so I sort of let what was going on externally consume me, and I was aiming for good grades in the first semester of second year, but obviously if you let things consume you, then you're not really gonna get like the greatest grades. So they weren't as bad as first year, but they were still bad, especially because I had goals and I knew where I wanted to work, where I wanted to get into, like stuff like that. I knew that I sort of decided around second year that I wanted to get into either management consulting or investment banking, or corporate investment banking actually, and I knew the marks you needed. So I saw my second semester marks and I was quite bummed at myself. And then second semester, it has been the best semester in my entire undergraduate, even honors, like literally. And that's when I really implemented the steps that I'll be telling you now. And then third, for me, third year was opposite. I did really good first semester, and then I just sort of like relaxed in second semester. And honors, we're not even going to talk about that. If you watched the video that I have linked down below, then you'll know that honors was just useless for me. I just did it to do it. I really hated the experience, and that's that. But anyways, if you are like me and you are the type of person that like first semester you're not happy with your marks, or you slack or whatever, like let us get into full throttle about second semester and what I want you guys to do in second semester to make sure that you guys get the marks that you want, that you guys, you know, have a really cute transcript. You know, my transcript was not cute. I failed a course in first semester first year. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. It wasn't cute, and because I knew that I had that fail on my transcript, that's why, like, for me it was even more important to like make sure that every single mark after that shows that like I can do this. And like advice I got in high school actually was that rather your transcript looks like a upward sloping trajectory rather than like a bit rocky. So that's what I made sure. Like first semester not so great, second semester better. But if I had to like make a graph of my marks from first year to third year, it would be an upward slope, which is what you guys want. So let me get started with the sort of tips so that like we can get this going. Sorry guys, I feel like I'm talking too fast. If I am talking too fast, I'm sorry. So the first tip is you need to set times for social media and don't cheat. So in second semesters, I would like check my social media in the morning when I woke up, lunchtime, and then when I'm done studying, right before bed. And I was strict with that in first and second year, and that really helped a lot, because you don't really understand how much time that you spend on social media, or you could use it as a treat for, like, if you study like 30 minutes or an hour, then you give yourself like a 5-minute treat to check social media. But that is my first tip. My second tip is do your notes like right after the lecture. So what I started doing is, if I had a lecture for an hour and a half and had a space between another lecture, like instead of chilling with friends, I'd go straight into the library and I'd consolidate what I just learned. It makes studying so much better in the long run. Like so that's like literally what I do. Like I do my notes. I do my notes like right after. And also there's a difference between taking notes and studying, but we'll speak about that later. But I definitely say consolidate your notes and consolidate your lecture right after. Like especially if you're a person that doesn't like to pre-read and post-read, like literally when you learn something from the lecture, start your notes right after. So yeah, the next one is obviously like one that everyone knows, but you need to set social time and don't be apologetic about that. Set time with your friends. Like even if you are trying to get you know, these grades, still set time for your friends. But when you set those times, like make sure that they're in your diary, and don't sort of like try and not go out of those times. I'm personally one of those people that if I need to get grades, if I need to focus on school, I'm not going to sacrifice my social time, because I'm not going to sacrifice my mental health, and friends really contribute to helping your mental health. So the best way to go about that is like set scheduled times. I guess like most of this advice is very organization based, but I think that it's very important, because I know people that when they need to get a certain grade or when they need to do something, they like cut everyone out, cut all communication out, stop using social media, deactivate. Honestly, I could never deactivate my social media, because it just doesn't work. Imagine you delete Instagram and Twitter and then you still fail. Like like I hate being that person, but I think it's just better to sort of, you know, create organization and schedule your time, rather than create all these vast drastic things that may not even work. So the next thing I would say is figure out your study style. And now I'm going to go back to basically the whole thing that I said, studying is not taking notes. I think some people feel like they can take notes, and then when it's time for the exam, they just like, you know, like I took notes, I remember from taking notes, but that's not gonna work, you're gonna fail. So and know your study style. I personally believe that you know, you can't study for a very long period of time. You sort of need short periods of time to study, but with taking notes, you can take like long notes. I'm gonna go into a video about study styles in my next video, so that I can just sort of break it down and explain, but figure out like how long it takes for you to study. I personally use a study method called the Pomodoro effect, which is 25 minutes of studying, then a 5-minute break, then 25 minutes of studying, then a 5-minute break. That's just because I have a short attention span, but like literally you need to like go into it. You can't just think that, okay, if I sit at the library and I study for 2 hours, it's good, because your brain starts like, you know, dozing off. So you need to like figure out who you are, figure out your study style, figure out like what works for you. The next one is a mistake I made so much in first year. So basically in first year, we all studying the same thing, we all have the same classes. So someone's gonna be like, hey, let's study together. Avoid group studying, like if you're not the type of person who is good at it, because a lot of time with group studying, everyone feels like they know it and everyone feels like they're up to date, when only one person is actually like up to date. And you come out of a group study session so confident, but you actually didn't retain as much as you thought you did. So for me, group studying was just a big no-no. Like even if I did group study, I have to like consolidate it myself and not think, okay, because I studied with my friends, I've got it. Because you don't. Like you're just listening to what they're saying and hearing the main person who knows everything, and you feel confident because they know everything and they're telling you everything. So I just say avoid it. Like, and even if you do go into a group study session, make sure you know everything before you go to the group study session. Don't go to a group study session to leech off people, because that's gonna be so bad for you, and you're gonna be the one who's alone during the test and the exam, not knowing anything, trying to remember what that person told you when you guys were group studying. So that's my advice for that. My last bit of advice is definitely consult with somebody. And I'm not going to say consult with a lecturer, because I just didn't like lecturers. I felt like the lecturers that I had weren't like caring. They like would literally go like, okay, this, and they didn't really care if you knew and if you understand. And honestly, I understand, like, it's one lecturer for so many students, so they may not give you like as much attention as you'd want. So I learned to consult with a friend that I knew was really good at the subject. And obviously in that type of a situation, don't be the type of person who only takes, leeches off people, right? Like, let's say you have to be like, hey, I need advice on this. Is there anything you need advice on? Or I need advice on this, but I have made notes on this if you'd like to see them. Like, don't be the type of person who leeches off people and only wants to consult with them because you know they're smart and doesn't give them anything in return. Another person that you could consult with is someone in a higher level than you. So for instance, when I was in second year corporate finance and investments, I always had people in third year like, hey, what did you do in second year? How did you deal with this? You know, so I think it's very important. And usually, especially like if you know people, if you go and ask them, like, they don't really have problems helping you because they obviously have old notes, they've passed the course. So I would definitely say, you know, go to someone in a higher level than you to just sort of like explain to you. And it's really nice because they can dumb it down for you. Like, I was so lucky that in third year and in honors and a bit in second year, I had people who were able to dumb down the concept for me because I just didn't understand. So definitely consult above. And another thing I would say is make relationships with people that look like they have more notes than you, because a lot of the time there are certain students who have more information and they may be selfish, but you know, you sort of have to know how to create those relationships. I did that by becoming class rep, so everyone in the class, if they had a problem, had to speak to me. And by becoming class rep, like, yes, I helped them with sort of their grievances with the lecturer, but also I made sure that I formed relationships with different groups of people in my class, so that I could sort of create a network of people that I could sort of get help from, but I could also help them. So just definitely do that. You can't pass a degree by yourself. Like, it's just gonna give you so much stress and it's really gonna affect your mental health. So just like create those relationships that are gonna help you while also giving back. Don't be a leash. So yeah, I think that's basically what I have to say. Thank you so much for watching my video. I am sort of trying to wean away from university stuff because I finished university last year, and I'm trying to go more into like corporate goal stuff. You know, so if you guys have any sort of university videos that you'd like right now, like, I want to sort of get that done in 2020 and then just move on to the next stage of my life. So if you guys have any requests, I would love to hear them, and I would love to try and, you know, put them on my channel for you. But thank you so much for watching this video. It means a lot, and I'm grateful for your unending support. Thank you for getting me to over 1,000 subscribers. Like, anyways, bye guys, and thank you for watching.